All right. Welcome, Timeless Personal Growth and Development. Today we're talking about Andrew Tate. And for those of you watching, don't know who he is or what I'm going to be talking about. He's a social media influencer. He's run, has a couple businesses, very popular out on the webs, very controversial if you've seen his videos, but making a lot of noise, ruffling a lot of feathers. And some people like him, some people don't. Very polarizing figure. But I decided to do a video on Andrew Tate today because I watched a few of his videos, and I mentioned in one of my videos, I think a while back, I did a video on depression, and Andrew Tate's famous for saying depression isn't real. And I remember while I was listening to that video, he's saying depression isn't real, it's all in your head, it's all mentality, it's all taking action, moving forward. And it didn't offend me, I just thought it was an interesting take on depression, an interesting take on mental health. But I wanted to focus this video on primarily questioning. Throwing the question out there, is Andrew Tate, for those who follow and listen, is he a good, role model for self-improvement, or is he very harmful? To me, my opinion, it's based on the person who's listening. It's all based on perspective. I think people that take him a little too seriously, I think if you're a young-minded, very impressionable, like young boy, for example, I think you could take his content the wrong way and kind of go too far with it, because he can be polarizing and be very extremely triggering. His approach, you got to get past his approach, and his delivery can be very triggering. If you're able to get past that and actually listen to what he's saying actually makes a lot of sense. Just don't listen to his delivery. His delivery doesn't bother me. But I can, for a more sensitive mind, I can see how his delivery can bother someone. I can totally see that, totally understand that. And I think for a very impressionable young man, I think it can be difficult. I think his content and his delivery can influence young impressionable minds in the wrong way, because they're perceiving it in the wrong way and taking everything too literally. He's got like 20 sports cars, owns a bunch of businesses, has a bunch of women around him. Yeah. Is his approach and his opinion isn't conducive with my life? No, because we live completely different lives. Completely different. A young man, from 50-year-old kid watching his content, wanting the life that he wants, okay, go ahead. But if you're a young man watching his content and you kind of want to live more of a life kind of like that I live, where you're a little more toned down, a little more down to earth, living a little more, traditional life, being more of a family man, then I think his content can actually do more harm. His content and his opinions can all be, it has to be conducive with your own lifestyle. If you want to adopt his lifestyle, then it makes sense. If you want to adopt a more family man kind of lifestyle, then no, not necessarily. Some stuff that he talks about might work. Some stuff might not. It all depends on who you're talking to. It all depends on who his audience is. And let's be honest. Most of us will never, ever be him. No matter how hard we try. Why? Because it's to be able to achieve what he achieved in business, in kickboxing, with women, with money, finance, whatever. You have to have a certain mentality. I could say for myself, I don't have the mentality. I've never had that mentality. But I have a little more of that mentality as a 35-year-old man than I did when I was 25. And to achieve any kind of success, you need to have that pit bull mentality a little bit. I say pit bull mentality, you need to be aggressive. You need to wake up in the morning and attack your goals. You need to wake up in the morning and anything that distracts you from achieving those goals, anything that distracts you from staying on your path, get rid of it, push it away. And just focus on your goals. What are your goals for the day? Make a list of the goals that you want to achieve and go and attack those goals. Have a take no prisoners mentality and go and achieve those goals and go do it. So I think that pit bull mentality that Andrew Tate portrays and influences onto people, I think that part of it is very beneficial. Yes. Because in this world, you're not going to get anything you want by being passive and expecting life to just hand you what you want. You got to be aggressive. You got to get up early in the morning. You know, get a workout in, get a coffee in you, and just go. You need to work. You have to make a list of what you need to do, and you got to go. And I think that mentality is, I think it's beneficial for anyone at any age trying to achieve any kind of success. Because what are we distracted now? We're just distracted, with phones and our video games and our screens and our dating apps and all that, and actually focusing on ourselves and focusing on what we want. Go to the gym. Start moving your body. Go read a book. Go learn something. Yeah, you want to go to the gym and work your own body, but you also want to work on your mind. You want to work on your brain. You want to work on your knowledge too. Go pick up a book. Go do something tough. Go do something challenging. So when Andrew Tate says stuff like, life is always going to be hard. Life is always going to be challenging. You got to embrace that challenge. Yes, of course, that's what I talk about in this channel too anyway. Of course. But if you're not familiar with him and not familiar with his content, you got to ease into his content very slowly. Because when he, especially when he goes into talking about dating, relationships, and women, when he talks about stuff like that, that needs to be conducive with your own lifestyle. So if what you want, like if you want a committed, monogamous relationship, his content, when it refers to women and relationship, may not always be the best. But if you want to live his lifestyle and have many women with you, that's fine. But just be careful who your audience is. Be careful who you are. And when you're listening to his content, don't take it too seriously. But listen. Don't listen to the delivery and how he delivers it. If you have a sensitive mind, don't. And just listen to what he's actually saying. But the whole purpose of this video, is he good for self-improvement? I think the bottom line is, yes, he is good for self-improvement. Yes, he is a good influencer for self-improvement. But it all depends on his audience. All depends how his audience perceives what he's saying. And listening to an open mind and listening to it without the intent of getting upset or getting triggered or getting all up in arms of what the horrible things he says. Because it's all a matter of opinion. Oh, he said a horrible thing. Well, yeah, of course. We live in a world now where people fall apart, people crumble just because, they have a disagreement or someone, I don't like that person's opinion, so everybody falls apart. Who cares? It's an opinion. Not gonna die. Not everyone's going to agree with each other. Of course not. I used this example a while back in the video. I don't remember which one, but it fits well with describing Andrew Tate. It fits well with him. If you remember the movie the second Mighty Ducks movie. It came out in like 94, 95. And there's a scene when Gordon Bombay was being introduced to his new ducks. His new ducks joining his old ducks and forming a new team. So his new ducks come from all around the U.S. And the last person they introduce is one of the Bash brothers. And he introduces himself to the team, but like just going around and just shoving everybody, bullying everybody, you know, getting to everybody's faces, you know. Nobody's standing their ground with him. And you just hear Gordon Bombay look to his sponsor, who brought the new ducks in, and looks at them like, yeah, I can't have that guy on my team. You know, my ducks don't play that kind of hockey. And the sponsor looks at Gordon Bombay and goes, Gordon, when you go up against a tougher Iceland team, a tougher, stronger team, you're going to need a guy like him. And I think that's a perfect way to describe Andrew Tate, is when life gets really, really hard, when life, you know, the world starts going to flames, you're going to want a guy like him. You're going to want a guy like him on your side. He is easily labeled as toxically masculine. That's only toxically masculine based on the context that you're in. Because you'll be toxically masculine, you know, if you're not in the right context, yeah. If you're in a survival situation, you're going to want a guy like him on your team. If you're in a tough situation, you're going to want a guy like on your team. Why? Because you know, in the back of your mind, a guy like Andrew Tate's going to solve the problem. So is he problematic? Is he good for self-improvement? Yes. And it all depends on the audience. It all depends on how you perceive him and how you're interpreting what he's saying. Is he for everybody? No, not for everybody. But you just gotta be aware of a guy like him. He's gonna be very polarizing. You know, he's gonna get people's attention. Why? Because he can. He's in a position where he can say whatever he wants. Do whatever he wants. Nobody's gonna do anything. And that's okay. A guy like me, I can't say what Andrew Tate says. Why? Because I'm not in a position where I can say that without any consequences. For me, there will be consequences. For a guy like him, there's not. Why? Because he's put himself into that position. And that's great. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. I am not. And that's okay. It's okay to not like someone and disagree with someone. That's okay. But if all you're spending your time is wasting your time and wasting your own energy of, you know, someone on the internet said something I didn't like, you got your priorities all mixed up. You need to be focusing more on yourself. And on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate it. If you like this video, like, subscribe. Timeless personal growth, development. I'll see you all on the next one. Have a good one.